Hannah Clarke was born on December 13, 1990, in Wichita, Kansas, to Linda and Robert Evans. From an early age, Hannah radiated a warmth that drew people in. At St. Mary's Catholic High School, she was known for her bright smile and genuine kindness, traits that would define her throughout her life. Her dream of becoming a pharmacist came from her passion for helping others. After years of dedication and late-night studying, she earned her Doctor of Pharmacy degree from the University of Kansas in 2017. Those who worked alongside Hannah often spoke of her brilliance. Dr. Alan Mercer, who trained her during her early career, recalled, "She was incredibly sharp and dependable, one of the best we ever had. And she was kind. Everyone loved working with her." Another colleague, Emma Ruiz, remembered her as a light in every room, someone whose positive energy lifted everyone around her. Outside of work, Hannah loved to travel, visiting places like Yosemite, Hawaii, and Iceland. She was a proud advocate for LGBTQ+ rights and adored her corgi, Sir Crumpet too. Her close friend Danielle Parker remembered their last conversation vividly. A week before she passed, she told us about a double rainbow she saw while walking Crumpet. She wished us happiness and hoped we'd find beauty in our day. That was Hannah, always spreading warmth. But the man who should have valued her most would become the one to destroy her. Ethan Ward came into Hannah's life as she was building her career. He was a medical student, ambitious, charming, and knowledgeable. By the time they met, Ethan was already 2 years into his internal medicine residency at the prestigious Mayo Medical Center. He was intelligent and dangerous. As a poison control specialist, Ethan possessed intimate knowledge of substances that could heal or harm. The two married on May 30, 2021, in a beautiful ceremony in Independence, Missouri. To everyone around them, they looked like a dream couple, both successful in medicine, both rising stars in their fields. They soon moved to Rochester, Minnesota, where Hannah continued her work as a clinical pharmacist and Ethan completed his residency. But behind their picture-perfect marriage, darkness was creeping in. Ethan carried heavy student debt, and financial tension began to strain their relationship. By August 2023, the marriage was falling apart. Friends later testified that the couple had argued about money, infidelity, and whether to divorce. But Ethan had something else in mind. On August 5, while Hannah was at work helping patients, Ethan was at home searching the internet for ways to end a life. His browsing history told a chilling story. Can browsing history be used in court? Track package anonymously. He wasn't planning a divorce. He was planning a murder. Ethan's expertise in poison control gave him a terrifying advantage. He knew how toxins worked, how to disguise symptoms, and how to kill without leaving an obvious trace. On August 10, he made his first attempt. He prepared a smoothie for Hannah, unusual behavior since he rarely cooked or made anything for her. She took a sip, frowned, and told him it tasted strange. She even joked to a friend that Ethan might be trying to poison me. No one imagined that her words were anything but a joke, but Ethan wasn't laughing. That same day, his computer history showed searches converting Hannah's weight from pounds to kilograms, the kind of calculation used to determine lethal dosages. Days later, he found his weapon, colchicine, a medication for gout that becomes deadly in slightly higher doses. He ordered it using his Mayo Clinic email address, paying $52.20 for what would become his wife's death sentence. By mid-August, Ethan was preparing to live as a widower. He even searched, "Is widower gender neutral?" and updated his Bumble dating profile, describing himself as a widower before Hannah had even died. He began messaging women, talking about moving on, and mentioned that he expected a large life insurance payout. On August 15, 2023, Hannah came home after a long day at work. Ethan suggested they relax and have a drink together, rum for her, whiskey for him. It was odd. He never made drinks for her. Hannah canceled her plans with friends, telling them she was staying home for a quiet evening with Ethan. She didn't realize that her drink had been laced with poison. The substance was colorless, odorless, and tasteless, impossible for her to detect. By 2 a.m., she was violently ill, vomiting and dehydrated. Ethan played the role of the concerned husband, helping her to the bathroom, soothing her, and pretending to worry. But he knew exactly what was happening. By morning, Hannah texted her friends, saying, "I've been sick since 2 a.m." She blamed the strange-tasting smoothie from a few days earlier, never suspecting the real cause was the man beside her. When her symptoms worsened, Ethan took her to St. Mary's Hospital, part of Mayo Clinic. Doctors suspected food poisoning and began treatment for dehydration and gastrointestinal distress. Ethan appeared calm and attentive, checking on her often, behavior the nurses found admirable. What they didn't know was that he was secretly accessing her medical records, monitoring her vitals, and subtly guiding doctors toward the wrong diagnosis. He suggested a rare autoimmune condition, HLH, to misdirect them, a disease that could mimic poisoning symptoms. Tests came back inconclusive, but his interference kept doctors chasing the wrong answers. As the hours passed, Hannah's body began to fail. Her heart rate spiked, her lungs filled with fluid, and parts of her colon began dying. Surgeons were forced to remove necrotic tissue, unaware that the cause was the very poison Ethan had given her. While his wife was dying, Ethan was messaging women online, describing himself as a widower and bragging about the $500,000 life insurance payout he expected. On August 20, 2023, Hannah Clarke died at just 32 years old. Ethan immediately requested that her body be cremated, claiming it was her wish. He tried to prevent an autopsy, pushing for the process to move quickly. But someone, an anonymous caller, reached the medical examiner's office the next day. The caller revealed that Hannah and Ethan had been discussing divorce, that Ethan was having affairs, and that something didn't feel right. Dr. Elena Weiss, the medical examiner, halted the cremation and ordered an autopsy. That decision changed everything. Detectives Mark Callahan and Alex Rivera from the Rochester Police Department took over the investigation. They soon discovered that Ethan's former workplace had reported suspicious searches on his work computer, including queries about colchicine and sodium nitrate. When police seized his devices, they uncovered nearly 9 terabytes of data, a digital map of his premeditation. He had researched poisons, lethal dosages, ways to cover his tracks, and even dating apps he planned to use after Hannah's death. By early October 2023, investigators had more than enough evidence. They found proof of a $450,000 life insurance policy in Ethan's name, autopsy results confirming colchicine poisoning, and witness statements showing his odd behavior. On October 20, 2023, police arrested Ethan Ward during a traffic stop. He was charged with second-degree murder, and his bail was set at $5 million. When told the news, Ethan showed no emotion. He immediately asked for a lawyer and refused to speak. Hannah's family was heartbroken but determined to fight for justice. Her sister Melissa posted, "You were patient, loving, and kind. Poison was never how you were meant to go." Her parents, Linda and Robert, took custody of her beloved corgi and started a foundation in her memory. Prosecutors soon upgraded the charges to first-degree premeditated murder, carrying a life sentence without parole. For Ethan, that meant he would never see freedom again. Today, as he awaits trial at the Olmsted County Detention Center, the case of Hannah Clarke stands as a haunting reminder: evil can wear the face of love. She was a brilliant pharmacist, a loyal friend, and a woman who wished everyone happiness, even as darkness grew inside her own home. Sometimes, the most dangerous people aren't strangers at all. They're the ones who promise to love you forever.